Welcome to episode 7 of this Blocking and Stopping Secret series. Now is not the time to be vague or mysterious. I want to say this very firmly because there always, when I was a teenager, such an appeal of this way of being. So for a woman, for example, on the dating scene, it was seen cool to be spontaneous, to be a bit mysterious, to play hard to get, to be a bit rock and roll. And what would happen is those ways of being would then go into their business. And so it wasn't built on strong foundations, or the messaging was always changing, or it was inconsistent in that way. And what happens when you are choosing to be vague or mysterious in the way that you're showing up for your goals, or not making a move in terms of your ideal clients, not having a strategy behind it, is sometimes you end up not making decisions. And when you don't purposefully make decisions in your business, everything is a bit vague. It feels like all the tabs are open all the time. And you know those companies, maybe you've worked for them, that just exist on having chats and meetings and coffees. And people go over and over the same situation again and again. And it's like, oh, anyway, okay, we've got to go on lunch, so let's talk about it in the next meeting. And my theory is always like, or let's not. Let's make a decision now so we all know where we're going. I believe that it really delays the process. When you are being vague, when you are being mysterious, when you are not committing to a decision, you are either not starting, you're not sticking with it, you're directionless, you're second guessing things, and everything just feels a little bit muddy. So instead, what I want you to do is I want you to go back to the drawing board, maybe to the beginning of this series, and think about what it is you're actually building. What are you here for? What's the impact you want to create? What is your work? What's going to be your legacy? Or even like, what's your goal for the next month? I want you to go into the specifics, because when you know what those specifics are, you can make clearer decisions. You can make decisions with action, with discernment, because the details are important. And so in order to step into that version of you, I want you to imagine yourself stepping into the painting in Mary Poppins. You know when they all hold hands and they jump in and then suddenly they're having a jolly holiday and they're doing all of the things. That is exactly what I want you to do. I want you to be jumping in and out of that, so that visual, that vision is really, really clear. Rather than you just saying things such as, yeah, I'm kind of working on it, or I just want to have a better year than I did last year. I don't want to repeat that. And it's like, okay, firstly, what happened last year? Secondly, what went wrong? What don't you want to repeat? And thirdly, what does this new version actually look and feel like? And that's when the sensory feelings can come into play. So when I'm achieving my goal, for example, I really think about, okay, what would I be wearing? What would I be seeing? What sensations would be in my body? How would I feel in that moment? What are the emotions that are coming up? And I think we can block and stop ourselves, to go back to the initial point, in the vagueness, because the vagueness means we don't have to go all in. The vagueness means that we can still dabble, we can still play, we can still think about it, we can still change our mind at any moment. And when we're in that place, you know, like when somebody's sitting at the table and they're on their phone, they're listening to the conversation, they're kind of there, but they're not. They're here in their phone. And as much as they think they're a great multitasker, they are not probably doing either thing well. And so I want you to pay attention to all those specific details here. What exactly is it that you are building? And push yourself to get specific. So it's almost that sensation of zooming in on the picture. So you may see, say on Google, you may have an overall sense on Google Maps of what's happening. But it's only until you zoom in that you see the exact front door that you're looking for. This is what you need to do with your vision. If you haven't watched the workshop, please do. It's available and I will send the link down below. If you're not subscribed to the series, please do so also. I will again add the link. And equally, if you're like, yeah, Nicky, I need to get going. Come on. I am being a bit vague and mysterious and I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Send me a message. We'll book some time in and I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Bye.